What is up, everybody? It is Og here, back with another video, and today we are going to be doing Mara naked. Now, this is a challenge that Vendical had for me, and he shouted me out in one of the recent videos to basically challenge me to do Mara naked, and I'm responding to that challenge. I love the idea. I think it's going to be a ton of fun, and I think it also kind of shows that Mara can be done in any gear, and so I decided to take the challenge, amp it up a little bit, and do the 220 pool that I just released. So if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll link it up above, and do the 220 pool naked. Now, I am wearing boots and 2 rings, but as you can see here, I have 46 nature resistance and really low health and mana. So if it can be done in this gear, it can be done in any gear. So I just don't want people to feel like they need special gear to be able to do that. And that's kind of part of the reason why I'm putting out this video. And I'm actually going to have a series where I do the entirety of every single one of my runs naked, except for maybe Strath and BRD, because that might be a little tough. Do have to confess something though, it did take me 2 attempts, and so I'm speeding through the attempt where I actually did die here, but it was a pretty epic death, so I wanted to include it anyways, but it did take me 2 attempts, and it actually was a pretty wild ending at the end, and so I want to also say, definitely stay tuned to the end, because it gets pretty entertaining, and I, spoiler alert, might not live on the last attempt too, but not for what you think. So, running through here, obviously this is my quick little pool. I'm going to be pausing it at a couple times where I almost die and talking through how to handle different scenarios and things like that. But I have plenty of Mara videos, and once I get this dagger, as you can see, this princess skills is currently at 418. I'm actually over 520 princess skills now, still trying to get the dagger. But once I get the dagger, I'm going to be going back into power leveling people on the stream. So if you ever want to check it out, definitely tune into the Twitch, which I'll have linked down below. Right here, though, I get stunned, which is wild because I almost never get stunned in Mara. But to get stunned while I have absolutely no gear on, like look at this, I get down to 10% and 8% health, and I'm like, oh crap. But I got stunned by the Shambler, and I immediately blocked, and then Nova'd, and then cold snapped to Nova again up at the slimes, or else they would have killed me right then and there. So that was a wild thing that, you know, happened right there. But then we kept on running through, and we kept on going, and we're okay getting to the final, but I want to show you how much of it that we did with barely any health, barely any mana. I'm not gonna lie, I was freaking out at this point. I was like, there's no way I'm living through this. But it was a really fun challenge, I'm gonna be honest. And Mara is, the thing about Mara is it's not that complex of a pool once you get it down. There's no RNG like there is in SM. There's no crazy damage coming out at any point. It's really just execution. And if you can execute right, you're gonna be good to go. But here we jump down, we get evocated, we use a health pot, and we're okay and back to normalcy and ready to go through the rest of the run. And the important thing though is just getting down this pathing. And once you get down the pathing, honestly, the mobs are going to be at the same exact place kind of every single time that you go through. So I just recommend trying to get down the pathing as much as you can. Watch the videos over and over. I'm actually going to be, spoiler alert, building a website soon where I may have a bunch of content available. Basically like hours of footage of different scenarios and how you handle them. So that's something I am working on, and no promises for how soon that's going to be out or anything like that. But that is something I'm definitely working on bringing to you guys shortly. So look forward to that. But once you get down the pool a couple times, once you get used to it, honestly, you won't have a problem. And that's what most of the people say when they jump into my stream is they always ask, how many times did it take you guys to do the Mara pool? And were you able to figure it out and everything like that? And at the end of the day, what most people say is that it sucks for the first 20 attempts, 40 attempts, or however long it takes you to get it down. But once you have it down, you're pretty much good to go. So now here, I aggroed up all the mobs. And so just accomplishing this with 1700 health, I was pretty proud of myself and pretty much no mana. I pretty much have to rely on the imps to get me back all my mana. And I'm also noticing that like every single time I use a rank 1 frostbolt, it drains like 3% of my mana. It's insane. And so I'm thinking, how the heck am I going to kill the mobs at the end? And I actually messed up. I think I got so excited at the end here that I wasn't even, really thinking straight anymore. I was just like, all right, you know what? I'm so excited to try to kill these mobs. Let's just get them down. But I forgot one key thing, and that is that there's Demetrions. So I was able to take care of the hydra, didn't have to worry about that. But the Demetrion is a problem, and I didn't have the cleanest of kills right there, and then I missed the jump there. And this started the craziness. And this is why I kind of wanted to show this kill, because it kind of shows how to handle any scenario that happens at the end. So first I missed the jump. which sucks because when you miss the jump, not only do some of the mobs have lower health, so they sit for you there, but you also have to run back through the entrance. And then I got going again, and then some mobs sprinted through. And so, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to probably need to reset here. And so I just reset, and I just start kiting. But when you don't have any health or any mana, resetting is actually pretty tough because you can't let them hit you at all. And so you got to be really, really careful. So I got back here, bandage just like normal. And then mobs just didn't want to listen. So you can see Frost Nova's going out, but still, mobs just run right through everything. Then the other complication is that when you reset, you actually get all the poison sprites up at the top. And I highly recommend you actually kill them. So you're going to see them group up every single time that I reset here, and they actually just dart me down. Now, if I had nature protection potions, that probably would have helped. You can also see me block there because I actually got hit by, what's it called? The silence, the Metreon silence. And I get all the way down to 6% health again. And here they're coming through again. I fall down again, and I'm like, all right, we got to reset again. But you can basically make this last forever and just keep on extending. But the issue is that, the poison sprites are going to do a lot of damage to you when you go back up to the top. So I honestly recommend killing about half the poison sprites if you can. If you kill about half of them, you're going to be taking enough damage or enough hits basically to get back mana, while at the same time not taking too much damage where you end up dying. At the end of the day, the sprites themselves, like, you can only get back a tick of mana every 1 second. So there's no need to have 50 sprites hitting you at once or anything like that, because at the end of the day, you're going to get back just the same exact amount of mana as you would have anyways. But here you can see the mobs are kind of getting lower, and I'm feeling decent. And then I start to slow down because we get into a very big issue where I drop all the way down to 10% health and 5% because there's just 2 sprites hitting me, and it is no fun. And I'll show you that I actually get down all the way to like 40 health. 40 health. But we stay alive. We're able to reset one more time and keep on going through. But ultimately, we're going to die on this attempt for one particular reason. And so here, as they're coming through, you can see the Demetrions, and they ultimately silence me. I've already used my block to reset silences. I reset the stun on the first one, and then I reset a silence earlier in the fight. And at this point, I have nothing to reset these 2 silences. So the only thing I can hope for, I also Nova the mobs up top, so the only thing I can hope for is basically to live long enough to get back up top, or I get into range of being hit and I end up going down. So that was the first run. It was a wild run where I was going back and forth, constantly trying to reset them. And it kind of shows you can infinitely reset the mobs. But then I decided to go back through, do another run through. This time it went perfectly fine, and I will show you at the end that everything went swimmingly. But it just goes to show that you could reset this Mara run infinite amount of times. Like, you don't need to worry about, running out of mana, running out of health, or things like that, because you continue to reset. You just need to make sure that you're stocked up on potions and things like that. But you need to know how to reset, and you need to not freak out in situations. Most of the issues that I find people have with these kills are honestly that they get flustered. And at the end of the day, it's understandable. But once you get used to the pool itself, there's nothing really to worry about. So just try to stay as unflustered as possible and just focus on getting the kills. And once you get some practice in, you'll be good to go. I know tons of people have been doing, hundreds of these runs a week and making tons and tons of gold. So definitely keep going at it. I also want to point out a couple individual little points where there's been some people asking questions and wondering and basically saying, I'm having this issue go on here, I'm having that issue go on here, and how to fix it. So at the end of the day, I don't know any way to keep the slimes. I'm going to be completely honest. I've been trying every single method humanly possible that I could think of. We had one person who actually went through and didn't even pull any mobs but the slimes, but just focused on running through and checking where the slimes would reset and things like that. At the end of the day, there is no concrete way to keep the slimes using this method that I know of. Now, maybe there is, and if you do know, definitely let me know down in the comments below, but I have not been able to find a way. And so don't worry about the slimes too much. As long as you're getting, with the normal pool, 170 mobs, as long as you're getting like 200 plus mobs with this pool, you're doing okay. You're doing fine, and you're getting a ton of experience for your groups that you're with, and you're getting some really good chances at Edge Masters and other drops like that. So don't worry too much. The second issue that I see a lot of people having is that they're not pre-blizzarding. And so right when you get to the end of the fight, you need to make sure that you pre-blizzard. Now, what do I mean by pre-blizzard? Well, Blizzard has a 1 second kind of hidden cooldown onto it where it won't go active for about a second. And this is basically worst case scenario, a mob can completely run through your blizzard. If you have 5-piece T2, you don't even need to worry about it because you have such a large blizzard range. But while you don't have 5-piece T2, what's going to end up happening is you're going to have a mob sneak through your blizzard. So you need to make sure that you take advantage of the amount of distance that you do have on blizzard and make sure that it takes on all the mobs. The easiest way to do that is to pre-class blizzard and to cast it on corners. So whenever I'm doing blizzards here, you're going to notice I'm casting directly on a corner. Reason being, the mobs are going to come across and then they're going to go down, or cross and go up, or whichever the direction that they need to go. But at the end of the day, they're going to go a direction in which they turn and actually stay in the blizzard longer, because the blizzard is a circle versus them taking, kind of like a 90-degree angle. So by placing the blizzard on the corner, you really amplify the amount of damage and times that you can have them run through blizzard. But here I slow down the video just to show the kill and to show how cleanly you can get the kill at the end here and why you don't necessarily need gear. But it's really important where you place a blizzard, and that is honestly everything. So once we got in position, you can see I put blizzard right on the corner there and cast it 1 second before the mobs will get there. This causes pretty much all the mobs to get slowed. And it also causes you to be able to place a blizzard immediately right with the front mob. So what you want to do is you want to place a blizzard with the very front mob that you're killing. Don't worry about non-elites, just focus on elites right there, smack dab in the middle of the blizzard. So whenever you see me place a blizzard, that front mob is going to be halfway in that halfway point of that blizzard, as you can see right there. Here I swapped to rank 1 because I don't have any mana, jump onto the totem, and then they're just going back over to the middle. And so now you just keep on blizzarding them down. I'm not sure why it's running so slow. I'm going to be completely honest. I recorded it with the intention of it being at normal speed. I'm not sure why it's going so slow, but this you could see the blizzard kill and see exactly how it works. By blizzarding twice when they're going down the ramp and blizzarding once when they're going up the ramp, you can take care of all the poison sprites, and you'll see all the poison sprites go down here. Now, if you ever do find, a situation where you do run out of mana, what I've elected to do recently is keep up the kind of poison sprites that are up on this ramp. And so up on this ramp, if you go around this way a little bit, there's going to be a pack of 4 corruptors and sprites. There's a combination of those. Those will give you back mana. And so they can be kind of like a last ditch resource just to get that extra mana that you do need. But in the end here, what you're going to see is that I kill all the mobs except for 2 of these little shardlings and 1 of these big guys. So the shardlings actually don't come until the end of the run when you're actually going to kill them, because the big guys, the big rock elementals, despawn into these shardlings. And so that's why they're not elites, but they still have a ton of health, and I'm completely So I'm like, all right, well, the best way to handle this is for me to go and just kill them. Fortunately, though, I'm pretty much at this point, and so I'm like, all right, well, I need to do something. And so I go for the evocate, thinking I can at least get 2 ticks of evocate. That should be enough. But I forget that, 2 ticks of evocate is really only 1 blizzard when you don't have any gear on. So I get down most of the shardlings, but there's actually 2 left. And what you're going to see is, unfortunately, I'm actually going to die, because along with the no mana, I also have pretty low armor. And so these guys actually just tear through me. And so I consider this a kill. I killed every single mob except for 3, and it's 2 little shardlings and a cavern shambler. But I count this as a kill. If you don't want to count it as a kill, put it in the comments. Let me know that I failed. But I think that this is pretty much a kill. We killed 200 and something mobs. 200 something mobs. Or 193 mobs on this individual pool. But tons of mobs died. I counted it as a kill. But what you're going to see is I'm going to run back, and I'm sprinting for my life, trying to get back as quickly as possible. But once I actually get back into the instance, what you're going to see is that the mobs unfortunately despawned. So not only did I, kill all the mobs naked and do the whole run pretty much naked, but at the end, the mobs despawned and I couldn't actually get any of the loot. Feels bad, man, but it was a very fun challenge. Thank you, Vendical, for challenging me. I challenged Distortion to do it, to keep the train rolling and everything like that. So I challenged Distortion to be the next person to go through and try to do this challenge. But it's a very fun challenge, and it also helps to show the community you can do it with any kind of gear. You don't need a ton of gear. I did it with 50 nature resistance, or like 44 or something like that. You do not need a ton of gear. What you need, though, is you need to have the pathing down, and you need to know where you're going to be going and things like that. So just practice and get it down. Pat, don't worry about, running with the mobs. One thing I recommend, honestly, a lot of people come and ask me, how can I learn the strategy? Do the entire run without mobs. Learn the entire pathing without mobs, and then go back and do it with mobs. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be so much easier when you know the pathing and you're comfortable with the pathing to be able to drag mobs with you. But if you're trying to drag the mobs and you're trying to learn the pathing and you're taking wrong steps here and there, eventually the mobs, they're constantly calculating the best route to get to you. They're going to catch up to you and they're probably going to kill you. So take it slow, learn the pathing, and honestly, you're going to be good to go if you do exactly that. So I hope you enjoyed this, watching the naked Mar pools. If you want to see every single instance doing a naked strategy where I wear no gear just to show that, definitely let me know down in the comments below. Watch out for the Twitch and come watch me try to get this dagger and then eventually get back into these pools. Thank you all so much for the support. All right, everyone, that wraps up today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please subscribe and leave a like and a comment below to let me know so. And if you guys have any other ideas for any other videos, please let me know in the comments below. Also, check out the description for the Twitch where I do all this live, and also for my Twitter and Discord where you guys can be notified of any future updates and when I'm going to go live on stream. So I'll see you guys in the next video.